Hi beauties, welcome to my channel, H.ealthy by Julia, and I'm Julia. Today we're going to talk about summertime skincare and what you have to do if you have acne or acne prone skin. So there are a few different types of acne, from fungal, which is not really acne because it is not caused from bacteria but from fungus. Then we have hormonal acne, which is caused by some kind of imbalance of the hormones, whether we talk about pregnancy, polycystic ovary syndrome, or menopause. Acne caused from oily skin. So there are a few different types of acne, but all of them really do get worse in the summer, and they need to be treated in different way because of the temperatures, the humidity, the UV exposure, the over sweating. There's a few different steps in order for acne or pimple to be created, and that's why a lot of the different brands will advertise their products, whether for regulating the sebum or anti-inflammation or anything like this. They're all for acne, but they're trying to help into the different parts of developing of this acne. So the first one is the overproduction of sebum. There are a few studies that were suggesting a few different ingredients, but still we are talking mainly about speculations. So the first one will be tea tree. There are some studies that are considering this to be able to help with the regulation of sebum. Then we have ingredients such as niacinamide and azelaic acid, Accutane. Now this is a brand name and the brand doesn't exist anymore, but it is very commonly used when we talk about tretinoids. So we all produce sebum. Unfortunately, in some people it is stickier than in others. When it's sticky, the dead skin cells, instead of shedding from the surface of the skin, stick together. So they block the pores, and we need something in order to remove the dead skin cells from the surface. In this case, there's a few options again. So you have your alpha hydroxy acids. Again, I will say that I think that the better choice will be something like mandelic, malic, or lactic acids. Glycolic acid might be quite irritating for many of you. Then we have something like salicylic acid, which is the only oil-soluble acid that we have. So this is an ingredient that is going to penetrate into the pore, remove the impurities, and unblock the pores. So I am absolutely suggesting for everyone to try something with salicylic acid if oiliness and acne is issue for them. And then the third ingredient that I wanted to mention, or group of ingredients, more likely is retinoids. Here we talk about not only retinol, but vitamin A in general. Obviously, for most of them, you do need prescriptions, so you have to see your dermatologist if you're looking for something stronger than retinol. For those ones, they are able to exfoliate the skin, remove the dead skin cells from the surface of the skin, and boost the production of new skin cells. So it's something very nice and regenerating, and it will help not just from point of view of acne and oiliness, but anti-aging as well. The two products that I wanted to mention here are beta-hydroxy acids lotion, and we are talking about Paula's Choice and Inky List. Obviously here depends on your budget as well. Step number 3 into formation of acne is the bacteria. So when we are looking into reducing acne, we need to look for something that will decrease the quantity of the bacteria, or more likely kill them forever if we can. So here some kind of antibacterial properties do have alpha hydroxy acids, beta hydroxy acids, and azelaic acid. But the best one, except with the antibiotics and other prescription that you can get from your GP, will be benzoyl peroxide. Here in UK, I think the most common brand that you can see is Acne, and you can get it from their website, you can get it from Boots, look fantastic. There's also a few other retailers, and also it is very affordable. Now the brand has cosmetic products which are face wash that I'm not gonna talk about. They do have SPF 30 lotion as well, which is chemical SPF, but it has no alcohol. It is oil-free product as well. It has no perfume inside. And the one that I wanted to talk about are their spot treatments. They have a face wash spot treatment which contains 5% benzoyl peroxide, and they have a gel lotion which is 15 milliliters, 8 pounds, something in this manner, and it also contains 5% benzoyl peroxide. Now, the main difference here is that one is a wash-off product, so it will be something more suitable for a newbie and for someone who don't want to use something that might affect their pillowcases as well, because that's the downside with benzoyl peroxide. It will stain, or more specifically bleach, everything that your skin will touch on, so your towels, your pillowcases. If you use leave-on product and you sleep with it, just forget about them. And the last fourth step into developing your acne or pimple is the inflammation. So here, once again, tea tree, niacinamide are great, vitamin A as well, but there's one ingredient that very often we forget about and some consider to be old school. I think it doesn't matter what school it is as long as it is working, plus it's something very affordable in most cases, and that's sulfur. You can find it up to 10% in different kinds of products. You can find it a bit too drying if your skin is dry and acne, or sensitive and acne. So my suggestions in those cases is to use it in a wash-off product, or you can use it just as, say, a cream or gel and use it just for certain spots. The reason why sulfur is so great for acne is because it is able to kill different kind of bacteria, fungi. So if you have fungal acne, that's one of the things that will actually work. Brands which are a bit more trendy and pricey, such as Kate Somerville, has actually product which is the Eradicate Spot Treatment. It's around 24 pounds for 30 ml products, and it contains sulfur. It contains also salicylic acid, camphor inside, and that's another type of spot treatment that you can use. And the last product that I wanted to mention here is by the Inkey, their succinic acid treatment, which contains obviously succinic acid and salicylic acid and sulfur once again. So what is happening in the summer that doesn't happen in the winter? Well, first and foremost is obviously the temperature. Because your skin temperature is around 30 degrees, when it's very hot it can get up to 40. And when this happens, you will produce more sebum. Actually, the texture of the sebum might get a bit stickier, so different texture as well as the overproduction. Also, you will be sweating more, you will be losing more water from the skin, so the transepidermal water loss will be higher, and heat is actually capable of breaking down collagen. So for so many reasons, heat is not something that you want to expose your skin to. Here I have to add on the fact that some people will find that their pimples, their acne will get better, but things are a little bit more complicated, because when you expose the skin under sun, it is actually able to destroy some of the bacteria. Now, unfortunately, acne is very rarely just a superficial issue, so the sunlight will not be able to penetrate very deeply, and that's why the cause of the whole problem, the bacteria, will not be that much affected. Also, because your skin will get darker, you will tan, the redness caused from the acne will be less visible, and that's why you think things are getting better. Now, unfortunately, this type of immune response, which is, say, delayed, will very likely explode a few weeks later. So you go to your holiday, you think your skin is healing, your pimples and breakages are less visible, so let's go tanning. And that's actually a very bad idea, because the UV light might trigger more inflammation later on, and the likelihood of having something like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, or with other words, living with darker marks or red marks from the spots, is much more likely if you expose the skin under sun. The second very common mistake is the complete lack of actives when we talk about skincare in the summer, because you will use a lot of things, but you don't have something specifically for acne. Another thing is that a lot of people will not use moisturizer because they think that the skin is oily, but the oil and the hydration are not quite the same, and you need to repair your skin, you need to give your skin some kind of nourishment. And also, creams will contain occlusives, so they will create a film in order to keep the water into the skin and give better protection. Because unfortunately, when we have troubles such as acne, very often the skin will get very dehydrated because the overuse of actives and the overexfoliation, which is another type of problem. A lot of aggressive products and scrubs and different brushes on the top of their leave-on retinol and salicylic acid lotion and glycolic acid face wash. So this is another very common mistake. Here we talk about the over cleaning of the skin, because if you strip off everything, your skin will try to compensate and it will start producing even more oil. But even those who usually don't will start using SPF during the summer, and you have to be very careful how you use it, not only into picking the right product in order for your skin to feel comfortable, but also with the fact that you really have to clean your skin underneath, because SPF, just like most of the moisturizer, will contain some type of occlusive inside, so you have to make sure that your skin underneath is nicely clean in the morning as well, not just in the evening. Air conditioning is issue definitely not only in the winter but in the summer as well, because it is taking all the moisture from the air. In this case, my best advice is to get yourself some kind of portable humidifier that will help to moisture the air around you, because neither the seawater, neither the water from the pool with all the chemicals inside are a good idea to stay on your skin. And there's another part that we talk about your skin that is not so nice, and that's the fecal and urine particles in the water. So you do want to remove all of those type of impurities and then lay down. And another very common mistake is that we start to use something and within a week or two we decide it's not working, so we are not going to use it. In general, your skin needs about a month to regenerate and for the new skin cells to get to the surface of the skin. The old one will start shedding. So you will need to be persistent in order to see some kind of visual difference. Hair and makeup might be an issue in the summer as well, because we socialize more, we want our hair down and make it nice, apply a bunch of product, but it is very suffocating for the skin. Make sure that you are washing it regularly. Every time when you're sweating, do wash your scalp as well. And then for the makeup, we are layering and layering more and more in order to cover the blemishes, and I think this is a very big mistake, plus the fact that some people don't pay that much attention to remove the makeup in the evening, and going to bed with makeup is a very bad idea. Also, I don't consider using wet wipes for a good cleanser, I do mean washing your face. In the summer, when your skin is blemish prone, you do have to be very on point when we talk about hygiene. So you have to make sure that you are changing your sheets, your pillowcases, your towels. I personally prefer using some kind of paper, so whether a face tissue or something like this when I dry out my face. So you apply it and just tap it over. You don't have to rub, you don't have to use towels. Unfortunately, towels do contain a lot of moisture plus the heat. Then you have bacteria, fungi, molds. It's just not something that you would like to apply on your face, whatever your skin concerns are. And then I have to add here the problem with the phone. I know it might sound a little bit silly, but a phone, according to some studies, is actually dirtier than a toilet seat. Clothing and things like backpack have to be away from our body in order for our skin to breathe and to reduce the rubbing from clothing into the skin. This was all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up.